Fabio Quartararo gets asked about the two Yamaha riders the sport is about to lose, and he refuses the exit everybody hands him. He could have said the grid is brutal. He could have said results are results and left it there. Instead, the fastest man in Yamaha blue looks at the two riders being pushed out and points straight at the machine underneath them. They are not rookies, and we know how much we struggle. That is a world champion telling his own factory, in public, that its verdict on Jack Miller and Alex Rins is wrong. So why is he spending his own credibility on this now? And what does he know about that bike that the championship table does not show? Because this is not a demotion. Miller and Rins are not sliding across the grid to another seat and waiting for a phone call. Neither has a MotoGP option for 2027. And the conversation for both has already moved to World Superbikes, which means the class is done with them. When a rider leaves the Premier class in his 30s, the numbers next to his name in his final year stop being a season. They become the official record of what he was. Quartararo is not being sentimental about two Yamaha riders on their way out. He is contesting that record while there is still someone in the paddock with the standing to contest it. Look at what that record actually says. After 12 rounds, Yamaha sat on 73 points in the Constructors' Championship. Miller was 19th with 23 points. Rins was 20th with 21. Read that as a jury would, and the case closes itself. Two riders in their 30s, near the bottom of the sheet, replaced by younger names. Then look at who is defending them. Quartararo is 14th, 55 points. He is a world champion. He has 6 seasons as a factory Yamaha rider behind him, more experience on that machinery than anyone else on the grid, and his reward for the best Yamaha season of 2026 is a place outside the top 10. That is the number nobody put in the headline. The best Yamaha in the World Championship is 14th, and Yamaha built this bike specifically so that would stop happening. The V4 was the answer to years of decline. A complete break from the inline-4 Quartararo won his title on. New engine, new architecture, new everything. The answer arrived. It produced 73 points. So, when the factory files 2 riders under not fast enough, the one man who has ridden both versions of the problem says something else entirely, and he does not say it carefully. Here is the longer version, because the short one has been travelling without it. Alex and Jack have won races in MotoGP. Alex has won with different manufacturers. And they are really, really fast riders. They are not rookies, and we know how much we struggle. 2 halves doing 2 completely different jobs. The first half is a character reference, and it is factually solid. Rins has won Grands Prix for Suzuki and for Honda, and he has not won a single one since he put a Yamaha underneath him. Miller has won on 2 different manufacturers' bikes himself. Neither of them is still learning what a MotoGP bike does. The second half is not a reference at all. It is testimony, and the word carrying it is we. Quartararo did not say they struggle. He said we struggle, and he put himself, the world champion, the fastest man in the building, inside the same sentence as the 2 riders being removed for their results. That is a rider standing in front of his employer and volunteering to be evidence. And oh yeah, there is one more part of this, and it is the part that turns a polite defence into something closer to an indictment. Yamaha has already stopped working on the bike. Quartararo said it himself, plainly, earlier this summer. I expected something from them as an improvement, but now I know that they are fully focused on the 850. No more updates to the current machine this season. Development on that brand new V4 wound down. Resources moved to the 850cc prototype for 2027. Sit with what that does to Miller and Rins. Their bike is not just slow, it is frozen. Every remaining round of their final MotoGP season is being run on equipment the factory itself has already written off, and every one of those results still counts toward the record that says they were finished. They are being graded on a machine nobody is trying to fix. And Quartararo is not just watching that happen. He is living the same thing, one garage over, with a title in his back pocket. Listen to how he describes his own position now. I don't expect nothing. I'm not asking for anything, but just trying to maximize everything. That is the lead rider of a factory MotoGP project saying he has stopped asking for parts. He has admitted he is staying a little bit out of development. He is not fighting for upgrades because he knows none are coming. That is Miller's season. That is Rins' season. The only difference is what happens next. Quartararo has a factory Honda contract for 2027 and 2028, agreed before this season could finish doing its damage to him. Yamaha is replacing him and Rins with Jorge Martin and Ogura, a former world champion and one of the most valuable young riders in the class. Miller and Rins are looking at World Superbikes, and reports in the paddock suggest even that is moving slowly. So here is what actually happened, and it is not what the standings tell you. People thought this was two careers ending because two riders finally ran out of speed. It was two careers being judged on numbers set while those two were still on a clock the factory had stopped fixing. Quartararo did not outride the crisis. He outran it. Every rider on that bike is producing the same kind of numbers on the same abandoned machine. One of them had a world title and a signed escape route. The other two had a contract year. Let us be honest about what Yamaha has done here. The move to the 850cc formula is a real reset. Everybody starts again. And a manufacturer this far back has a genuine argument for spending its money on the future instead of a bike that cannot be saved. As engineering, that is defensible. As a human ledger, it is brutal. Because the price of that decision was not paid by Yamaha. Yamaha keeps its factory, its riders' championship history, its seat at the table, and two of the best available riders arriving next season. The price was paid by two men whose last public numbers in the Premier class were generated on hardware their own employer had given up on, and who now have to sell themselves to another championship using exactly those numbers. Yamaha did not lose two riders who were finished. It replaced two MotoGP riders, then left them to finish on a bike it had stopped fixing. And when Quartararo said, "We know how much we struggle," the word that mattered was never rookies. It was we. He was not paying two colleagues a compliment on their way out the door. He was telling the paddock that the machine did this, that he can prove it, and that he is only free to say it because he already found the exit they could not. So the next time somebody tells you Miller and Rins simply ran out of pace, remember that the one man qualified to check that claim disagreed out loud while still employed there. Did Yamaha end two careers, or did two riders end their own? Let us know in the comments below. And once you do that, make sure to click on the video appearing on your screen right now.